The R179s have been running in revenue service in our subway system for over 5 years now, and since their introduction into service, they've been met with heavy criticism by rail fans. I've seen many cases of rail fans calling the cars lemons or saying they are the worst cars in the system. Now, of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinions, however, I feel as if the community is way too hard on the R179s. In this video, I'll be explaining why the R179s are one of my favorite cars in the system and hopefully change some of the community's perspective on the cars. Let's start the video by explaining the reasoning as to why the community dislikes the R179s. Many members of the transit community dislike the trains because of 1. Their multiple failures during their testing period, 2. The fact that they appear wider than their predecessors, the R143s and R160s, and 3. Their traction motors. Let's start by addressing the first of these reasons, their failures during testing. When they first entered service, the R179s were riddled with issues. They had door problems, brake issues, and there was even an incident on the A line where a link bar connecting two blind ends broke, resulting in the train splitting into 2 parts. Now, since these early issues, the trains have went on to be very successful. Currently, as of March 2023, they are the most reliable subway cars in the system, with a mean distance between failures number of 326,423. That's 6,105 more miles between incidents than the factory R188s, the second most reliable subway cars in the system, and 44,977 more miles between incidents than the R160s, the third most reliable subway cars in the system. Now, I know some of you watching this video aren't into analyzing statistics, and probably don't know what mean distance between failures means, so I'm going to explain it. Mean distance between failures is a measure of reliability. It refers to the average distance between 2 consecutive failures of a subway car. For example, if a subway car has a mean distance between failures of 10,000 miles, it means that on average the rail car will operate for 10,000 miles before experiencing a failure. Higher numbers obviously mean a more reliable subway car that can operate for longer periods of time without experiencing a failure. By knowing the MDBF, car maintainers can estimate the likelihood of a failure occurring within a given time period and can plan maintenance and repair schedules accordingly. This information is publicly available on the MTA's website, and I'll leave a link in the description of this video for all of you to check out the MDBF numbers for yourselves. Point is, the R179s have improved greatly since they entered service, and it's honestly unnecessary to continue to hold a grudge against them and call them lemons 6 years later, after they have proved countless times that they're reliable subway cars. If you want to complain about unreliable subway cars, look towards the R46, 68, or R142As, all of which had issues when they were first testing and of currently aren't necessarily the best performing cars we have in the system. Moving on to the next reason people hate these cars, we have its appearance. Now, this is more of a subjective topic, but personally I like the design of the R179s. They do appear wider than the R160s, but I like that. There's something about the big-bodied look of the R179s that I just love. And of course, on to the final reason, the traction motors, or how all of you refer to it as, the propulsion. This is another subjective topic, but come on, how could you hate these motors on the R179s but then go on to foam the motors on the Alstom R160s? It's literally the same 2 notes repeating themselves. At least the R142s have a nice whine up and the R179s have variation in their motors, but the R160s is just bland. Now, why do I like the R179s? Well, they are different enough design-wise to distinguish themselves from the R143s and R160s, both of which I feel like are bland subway cars. Not only that though, but their ride quality and other things like their heated seats add so much to allow you to have an enjoyable ride. People are a little bit too hard on these cars. I know some of the things that come with these cars, like the different and delayed announcements, may be a bit annoying, but please, just give them a chance. What are your thoughts on the R179s? On my list of favorite subway cars in the system, they are definitely near the top. Let me hear all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to get more from MysticTransit, like, subscribe, and consider supporting the channel via channel memberships or super thanks. You can get special things like the shout out that's about to come, and also get an insight into my future video plans. Special thanks to Stuart Guberman for supporting me at the 2 Broadway tier and the West Farms Foamer for supporting me at the Train Operator tier.